Please Touch the Artwork is an artistic zen-puzzler developed and self-published by, and I apologize for the pronunciation, Thomas Waterzooi, with a strong visual style, relaxing soundtrack, and an underlying narrative layer. It can be a soothing and engaging way to pass a few hours, so long as you know what you're getting into. But, that said, not all puzzles are made equal. When it comes to the narrative, there's an initial dialogue-driven interaction with the museum curator, who explains there are 3 puzzle variants, reassures you that touching the artwork is strongly encouraged, and insists you tackle it all at your own pace. There are also a few multiple-choice questions that supposedly tweak the difficulty, but, at least I think, they only really direct you to one of the 3 puzzle types that best suits your current mood. Rather than conventional storytelling, each of the 3 puzzle variants has a running theme and narrative subtext for those who want it. The first puzzle is about the origins of abstract art, with a strong focus on composition using lines and colour, presented in a biblical style. The second details the trials of Boogie and Woogie, 2 squares that fit perfectly into one another as they attempt to stay connected as the world grows around them. The third is about the experience of moving into a big city and trying not to lose sight of what matters in an increasingly busy and chaotic environment. All 3 puzzle modes do a great job of using the visuals to convey their themes, but the actual gameplay experience is more variable and will cater to different tastes. Regardless of your preferences, however, Please Touch the Artwork focuses on ease of play and provides an ever-present hint button should you get stuck. If you can point and click with a mouse and tap the WASD keys, you can tackle all the puzzles that are on offer. This also ensures remapping the controls to a gamepad is straightforward, if that's your preference. I found the abstract puzzles the most challenging and complex, with a focus on experimentation, memory, logic, and careful turn order as you attempt to replicate an art piece in as fewer moves as possible. There's no denying the cathartic, audiovisual feedback of seeing geometric shapes form and watching colour spread across your canvas. Later puzzles are tough, but you can always go back a step or reset the puzzle outright once you've figured out the correct sequence and you want to hit that pass score. I felt the Boogie and Woogie puzzles were the most charming, with a clearer narrative premise and each successive puzzle representing their growing town and the challenges of finding one another in the sprawl. However, from a gameplay standpoint, you're once again experimenting, memorizing, and planning your moves. Once clicked, each Woogie sets off along a fixed path, its movement modified by coloured squares, think turning left or right, or travelling through interconnected tunnels. The goal is to reach a corresponding Boogie without hitting a dead end or blocking the path of another Woogie. The final set of puzzles was by far the least engaging for me, despite a strong visual representation of its themes. You advance a line along diverging paths in an increasingly cluttered labyrinth, collecting letters that complete the lines of a poem that convey the mixed emotions of someone who has moved away from family and friends to a big city packed with opportunities. The correct path becomes increasingly difficult to find as the screen becomes cluttered with overlapping lanes and visual distortion, but the core gameplay remains consistent throughout. Simply tap WASD to guide the line around until you've completed the poem fragment, and then move to the exit. No matter what puzzle mode you're playing, Please Touch the Artwork remains visually simple but striking, using defined geometric shapes and contrasting primary colours for both aesthetics and conveying important information to the player. There's subtle but satisfying audio feedback for the most simple actions, like just simply clicking the mouse, while the jazz soundtrack provides a calm ambience, no matter how tough the puzzle you're tackling is. As a $10 equivalent, short and relaxing indie experience, think 3ish or so hours depending on your puzzle solving skills, Please Touch the Artwork gets a thumbs up. Admittedly, not all puzzle modes are equally engaging, and some may find the underlying narrative subtext unnecessary, but there is something for everyone. It's easy to play, there's a hint system if you get stuck, and I can think of far worse ways to pass a few hours.